The semifinals have been played, and the stage is set for Miami, Florida for the national championship. It's Alabama, it's Ohio State, and like I just mentioned, it's the national championship. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? Christian Bowden here with Ballard Sports Media. Going ahead and looking at next Monday nights as I'm recording this on Tuesday, January 5th. We are 6 days away from the College Football Playoff National Championship between Alabama and Ohio State, but some news breaking earlier today that it's possible it might have to be moved. It's not completely official whether or not they're going to move the game. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and look at it and give you my thoughts. We're going to break it down, preview and prediction. And let's go ahead and look at this game. We got number 1 Alabama going up against number 3 Ohio State. This game's in Miami, Florida, home of the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. Again, the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback, Alabama, sure, legend. I know it might seem like I give Tua a lot of crap. I don't. I love Tua. It's just, I don't know what it is. I guess the whole injury thing. But he's still a really, really good quarterback. Will he be at this game? Chances are likely, I'm sure. Limited capacity for this game, by the way, too, I'm sure. But anyways, in Miami, it's number 1 Alabama, it's number 3 Ohio State for the championship. The quarterback matchup, let's go ahead and look at this. Mac Jones, a Heisman favorite. Justin Fields, a first-round quarterback. And another Heisman favorite, although I didn't see him at the ceremony tonight as I'm recording this on Tuesday. I say at the ceremony, they didn't show him at least. But of course, Devontae Smith won the Heisman Trophy tonight. And let's just go ahead and look at these teams. A quick summary here. Obviously won the semifinals. That's why they're here in the championship. You got Alabama, 12-0 SEC champions, a 10-game regular season, conference only, plus you count the Rose Bowl win, and of course winning the SEC. Ohio State, 7-0 Big Ten champs, winning obviously the Big Ten and winning the Sugar Bowl over Clemson, 49-28 in dominant fashion. And we expected a matchup like this, I think, in the preseason. A lot of people were like, it'll be Bama Clemson, or no. Look out for Ohio State. They got all this talent coming back. They're going to be better. Look at how they almost beat Clemson, and if they're better, it could be them. And then you also look at Alabama and Mac Jones, or Najee, Devontae. You look at all these guys, they're coming back too, right? Look at these two teams to potentially be in the playoffs, and this could be the championship. We kind of expected this preseason. We got it now. It was 7.5. They raised the line today. I checked it yesterday. 7.5 on ESPN. They raised it to 8 points. Alabama, the favorite, by 8 points. Over-under set at 75. Now, I'm not one to really pick over-under and pick teams to cover, although I do think Bama could cover 8 points against Ohio State. I'm not going to sit here and say it's no problem, but, we'll see. Not to spoil anything for the end, but looking at my score prediction, which we'll get into later, they don't cover the spread by 8 points. But let's just look at how these teams could win this game. And again, over under 75. Bama favored by 8. Alabama, they have a 62.5% chance to win this, leaving Ohio State with a 37.5% chance to win this ball game. 7-0 Buckeyes, 12-0 Crimson Tide going head to head. It's going to be a great matchup, I think. 49-28, the final score of the Sugar Bowl. And how about the guts of Justin Fields? Holy cow, man. Broken rib? Or not even broken, bruised. We keep saying broken. It was bruised, I think. But either way, he was in pain. And he persevered and fought through it. That took guts. That should scare Bama's defense. If he can play through pain like that, he could probably do anything. But this is going to be a great matchup. Great entertaining game between two really, really good quarterbacks. Potential first-round picks in Mac Jones and Justin Fields. And you could sit here and debate who the best quarterback this season is. I think if you want to say in the draft, you look at Trevor Lawrence, the clear-cut guy. You don't pass up a talent like that. Next in line is the other 5-star guy from 2018, Justin Fields. You don't pass that up either, do you? And then the rest, you go on with that. Has Mac Jones asserted himself to maybe be a first-round talent? Absolutely, I think so. But anyway, I mean, it is what it is. So, again, Bama, they're a favorite. 8 points. 75, the over-under. Bama, 62.5% chance to win. Ohio State with a 37.5% chance to win this game. All right, so let's go ahead and look real quick at how these two teams can win this game. Let's go ahead and look at Ohio State first. Now, you could probably sit here and say, oh, it's going to come down to offense. You actually would probably be correct. That's kind of what I got here. I got 3 things for Alabama, how they can win this game. And I got 4 things for Ohio State. Let's look at Ohio State real quick. We'll move on to my Crimson Tide. Ohio State wins if playmakers can make plays in this game. To name a couple, Chris Olave, a key guy. Garrett Wilson, another key guy. You know, you look at this. Those are really talented receivers. Trey Sermon, give him the ball. Maybe if you need to. I've heard quite a bit about this Master Teague running back guy. Feed the ball, especially to Trey Sermon, the Oklahoma Sooner transfer, who's just been really, really good this year. You look at some of his stats here. 115 times he's touched the football. In that, he's got 4 touchdowns. 868 yards. So it might not look that great on paper, but when he does get the football, he's fast, he's athletic. And he only has, compare him to Najee Harris. Najee Harris is the key back, the rushing yard leader for Alabama, of course. And Trey Sermon, same thing what I just said about Najee, but for Ohio State. Sermon's only got 4 touchdowns and 115 carries. Compare that to Najee, who's got 229 carries and 24 touchdowns. Najee has 20 more touchdowns than Sermon does. But that's because that's just the style of offense. See, you can't look at that number of touchdowns or whatever and blame it completely on that player. Fields throws the ball like 95% of the time. That's what Ohio State has done with Fields the past 2 years. That's really what they've always done. Is just throw the football on offense. Dating back to even with Haskins or J.T. Barrett, they would just throw the football. That's what they do. And you could sit there and say, well, Ballard, that's what Bama's been doing. But, well, I mean, Najee is still running the football very, very well. And they looked at Najee, move that over a little bit. They looked at Najee and said, you're going to come back for your senior year and try to make something as a running back? We'll give you the football. You're great at it. We'll give it to you, man. So, anyway, Ohio State can win. You need guys to, you just need playmakers to make big plays. Again, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, feed Sermon the football. Give them a chance. Let them get some better numbers, I guess. Even rotate backs. I think they got a guy in Master Teague that I've heard quite a bit about who's pretty good. Listening to like Mark Rogers and the Ohio State people just talk about that back, I've heard a little bit about him. Um, Feed him the ball, right? I think if you're Ohio State, you want to keep Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, and the Alabama offense. You want to keep them on the sideline. You want to eat the clock up if you're in the lead. You want to just keep scoring. You want to keep Mac Jones off the field because he's going to make some plays on your defense, right? No disrespect to their defense at all whatsoever. They're gonna make plays. I don't think you could keep him on the sideline all that much, but we'll see. Fields needs a Clemson-like performance, right? Let's talk about this dude. Should have gone on the bench, right? But it wasn't even Ryan Day. It was so much Fields was like, no, I gotta win this. We need this for the team, and you need me. You need my help, right? They really don't have anybody like Fields, even close at the quarterback position. It's Fields, and then whoever else. You just need to fill the roster with some names, is what it is for Ohio State. Unlike Bama, if Mac Jones gets hurt, welcome freshman 5-star Bryce Young to the stage. You know what I mean? So, they need Fields. And he knew that. That's why he stayed out there with the rib injury. Regardless of injury, he stayed out there because he knew that's what he needed to do for his team to win this game, the Sugar Bowl semifinal against Clemson, which they needed. Right? So if you're Ohio State, again, 4 things. Playmakers need to make plays like Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, to name a couple guys. Feed Sermon the football. Let them get some playing time. Or Master T, whoever's running the ball for Ohio State, and have them eat the clock up. If you're Ohio State's defense, do yourself a favor and get rid of Mac Jones. Force some stops on 3rd down. 3-and-out drives. Keep him on the sideline. Keep Najee on the sideline. Keep Devontae Smith on the sideline. I've heard rumors about Jalen Waddle being ready to return in the playoffs. If that's the case and he can play in this game or, in this championship game, which I've heard rumors he can return. That is possible. I don't think it's confirmed all that yet. But if he's playing, it's going to be a long night for you. So keep Mac Jones and the offense on the sideline. And Fields needs to have a Clemson-like performance. And again, as I said, right, this dude hurt his rib. He still played, and he played well. He did not quit. And that took guts. And, you can't. I've never seen someone have such an injury like that and still keep playing. He was still in pain, but he never gave up, and he still looked great. You got to give kudos to Fields and just give him props. And if he did that against Clemson, I'm kind of worried what he might do to Bama. That worries me a bit. But I got a lot of confidence in Alabama's team this year as well. But he's got to have a Clemson-like performance. Make plays, running the football. More importantly, being a passing threat, getting guys open, and finding guys like Olave or Garrett Wilson or whoever he might be throwing to. He's got to have his playmakers. Alabama, how do they win? So we got Ohio State. Playmakers make plays. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, whoever it is. If you're in the lead, you want to eat up the clock as much as possible. Give it to Sermon or whoever's running the football, Master Teague, whoever it might be. Keep Mac Jones on the sideline and you'll be good. And again, he has to have another baller performance like he did in that Sugar Bowl game. How does Alabama win? 4 things for Ohio State. I got 3 for the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide can win this game. Just like Notre Dame, what did I say? Defense must show up in this game. This is Fields we're talking about, right? Honestly, I have somewhat of a feeling it's probably not going to, but that doesn't mean they can't win, right? I feel like the defense for Bama will have some moments, but it's not going to be enough. more on that in a bit. Mac Jones and company, Devontae, Najee. Again, Waddle could return. If they can handle the Buckeyes defense, which I'm pretty sure they're capable of doing, I mean, their offensive line blocking up front all season long, and they're going to give up in the end? I don't think so. They got a great O-line. Joe Moore Award, right? Uh, I mean, you need that in this game. You need great protection for Mac Jones. And you got fast receivers like Smitty that's going to catch any ball you throw to him 90% of the time. Yeah. And of course, the defense tests Fields and his decision making. Force him to throw the ball, and hope that your secondary can show up in this game, right? You need playmakers in the back end. I'm saying all of this, and I'll get to my score prediction here in a second. And again, they haven't met since January of 2015 in that Sugar Bowl semifinal. So it's been 6 years this year or whatever, this week, whatever. All time, you look at some statistics. I took all these notes here. Bama 3-1. They've met 4 times, only lost that one Sugar Bowl. So I don't want to say they own Ohio State, because the last time they met, you know what I mean? So, and you look at these points per game, Bama's averaging about 48 points a game. Ohio State's about 43, and defenses are pretty close. I mean, Ohio State's allowing 21 points a game on average. Alabama's at about 19 or 20. So, I mean, it's fairly similar even on both sides of the ball. I'm expecting a high-scoring shootout, honestly. I think it's going to be a great game. And you can sit there and say that, Bama's defense will be too much for Fields or whatever. I don't think so. I think after what he did to Clemson last week, I mean, he's got great talent around him. I think he's just going to be motivated. You might catch the defense sleeping a bit for Bama. I think either they're going to be great in the first half for like 2.5 quarters or whatever. They're going to start off great and then catch themselves asleep by the end of it, or vice versa, right? They're going to, have a slow start but then get into it, right? Either way, it's going to be a great game, and Ohio State is going to put up quite a few points on Alabama. I expect, and I want this to happen, and I actually think it could happen because of these offenses, right? There's just too many playmakers on this field in this game that it's going to be a blowout, that it's going to be anything like maybe the 26-23 championship a few years ago, second to 26. I don't think it's going to be like that. I don't think it'll be one of those things with Joe Burrow going up against Clemson like he did last year, only winning by like 17 points or whatever. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be a defense wins the championship type of game. I think it's going to be offensive onslaught, shootout style. I really think so. They're going to put up some points. I want to see that too. I think that's going to happen. I'm confident in it. I'm confident in Fields being able to handle Bama's defense. As much as I want to give them a lot of credit, and they'll make some stops, right? They'll make some stops. They'll hold them. I think this will be the highest scoring game in the playoff history. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I think it's going to be final minutes or so. I don't know, right? With that being said, people, I'll go ahead and give my score prediction and then say a few notes in closing here. I got Alabama winning over Ohio State. And again, we will have an undefeated champion in this year's matchup. It'll either be Buckeyes 8-0 or Bama 13-0. Well, we're going to have an undefeated champion when it's all said and done, right? 8-point spread, right? Over under 75. Shoot. Give me the over on that one. Because if you know, the over-under is like total combined points between these two teams, right? Big time. Give me the over and give me Bama. Actually, I don't even think they'll cover it based on this score prediction, but this is what I got. The national champion crowned in Miami next Monday night. I got Alabama winning 51-44 over Ohio State. Yes, that's right, Bama. I said it. You're going to give up like 44 points. Look, you're messing with Fields. He just had a great game against Clemson's defense that has still been pretty good this year. Better than it was last year, which wasn't even all that impressive in my opinion. But it was great this year. And he did that to him. He put up, what did he put up? 49 points, right? This is going to be that kind of game. It's going to be impressive. It's going to be incredible. They won the Sugar Bowl 49-28. I think Clemson, as much credit as I want to give Alabama's defense for what happened after that Ole Miss game, you can't sleep on that. They have been impressive since then. But look at Clemson, right? Gave up only 17 to Miami, 7 to Georgia Tech. Then again, who have they played? But they did handle Notre Dame quite well. Only gave up 10 to them. 10! In the ACC title game. They blew Notre Dame out. Clemson did that. Right? Only gave up 10 to Notre Dame, and they gave up 49 to the Buckeyes. Right? 51-44 in a shootout, down to the wire type of game. Alabama wins it. And it's going to be incredible. Right? There will be scoring. There's going to be defense, but not enough defense in this game. I expect a shootout and a somewhat high-scoring game in this year's championship in Miami, Florida. So with that being said, people, I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to be premiering this. I want to hear from y'all in the live chat, or maybe you missed it. I want to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. What's your score prediction? Tell me why I'm wrong. I mean, look, anything could happen in a championship game, and I feel like these offenses are going to come in lights out, guns blazing, just ready to go, locked and loaded. It's going to be a great game, and I think ultimately Mac Jones and Alabama can pull it out in the end and win a huge offensive onslaught. I mean, it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to the game. Bama fans, Buckeye fans, let me hear it. Why is your team going to win? Bama Nation, why are we going to win? Ohio State, why are you going to beat Alabama? I'm not even going to say pull an upset. You know why? Because there's no upsets in championships. When Clemson blew Bama out, it wasn't that. Now that's an upset when you blow them out. But, anything can and will happen in a game like this. And anyone could win in a ball game, and anyone could win in a championship game. So, yeah, I need some water right there. Anyway, appreciate all you guys for tuning in and watching this. Again, comment your score prediction down below in the comments, or maybe you're watching this premiere. Comment in the live chat as it's happening. I love all you guys. 51-44. Bama over Ohio State in a championship game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring offensive shootout style type of game down to the wire. So, anyway, appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Good luck to both teams. Nothing but respect for Ryan Day, for Fields, for Ohio State, and Ohio State fans. Even though the whole The Ohio State thing drives me insane, we get it. Tradition in college football, passion, pageantry, all of that, right? It is what it is. But anyway, 51-44, Bama over Ohio State in a great shootout game in Miami. I might be way off on that score, but I don't care, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. And anything can and will happen in this game. So anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. And please subscribe for more sports content to Ballard Sports Media. And until next time, Ballard Sports Media, checking out. Have a good day. Love all you guys. Let's go win the Natty. Roll Tide roll. See y'all later.